Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am making something so cute. It is not paper. Today I am making a felt garland. Now I saw a garland very similar to this at Cost Plus World Market and decided I could make it with my dies. So I pulled out my heart dies from Trinity Stamps. You can see I took the entire heart collection from their latest release, put it on one piece of cardboard. It's about 4 inches wide and I can't remember how long, 11 inches. And then I added some magnetic pieces and it slides perfectly into their Slimline storage pockets. These are so cool. They're very sturdy and I just love them. So I wanted to show you that because I thought it was so clever. I got the idea from my friend Cassie, who's also on the Trinity Stamps design team with me. Now I'm using this heart right here, but you could use any size heart, and there's several in this heart collection from Trinity Stamps. So I'm going to die cut some felt. I have some colors of felt in rainbow order. I actually ordered this from Benzie Design. They have felt there that is 100% wool felt, but my felt today is a blend. They also have part wool, part synthetic. They also allow you to purchase coordinating DMC floss and felt balls. Now I got my felt balls in the 3/4 of an inch size. And also for this project you need some polyfill like this to stuff, and then also a needle that's good for DMC floss. So not too much, and some of these things you might already have on hand. So I just hand cut a piece or strip of felt down to size for my die. I laid the felt on my die cutting platform and plate, put the top plate on and run it through the die machine. It's super easy. You only need to go through one time and it cuts the felt beautifully, especially dies that aren't too intricate. We'll get into intricate dies towards the end of the video. I'm cutting out 2 from each color because I need a front and a back piece. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I could save this negative piece where the hearts are cut from it and use it for something else later. So stay tuned for that. All right, so I thought I'd use just one color of each in the rainbow, and that's where I started. So I'm going to pull out a piece of DMC floss that matches. I love that, but you could also do this with a like a white would be really pretty too. So I'm going to separate my floss. I like to use 3 strands, so I just separate it down the middle, kind of pull on it to get any twists out of it, thread it through my needle, and then I wrap the other end around the needle 3 times and pull that through so that I have a knot at the end. It works out so good. And then it's time to stitch. I want to hide the knot in the center so we can't see it. So first I'm just going to stitch through the top layer so I can put that knot in between the layers and it won't be able to be seen. But now when I'm ready to stitch, I'm going to go through both layers and try to come up from the back through the hole I already created. And then I'll leave a loop behind and go through that loop, and I'm going to do a blanket stitch all the way around. So all the stitches from here on out will be exactly the same as that. Up from the bottom through both layers. When I have a little loop left, I'll go through that. This is going to create stitching on the outside, but also the thread is going to be going on the outside edge of my shape. And I love this look so much. It's like my favorite stitch to do with felt, and it's pretty popular for any kind of felt decor pieces or ornaments. Speaking of ornaments, I have made felt ornaments on my channel before. Perhaps you have seen them. If not, I will link that video for you at the end of this one. So I'm just going all the way around. I'll show you a close-up view of this because it's kind of hard to see with it being tone on tone, but there you can see the stitching. It's so cute, and the thread on the edge. And then I'm leaving opening so that I can go ahead and stitch or stuff this. So with the polyfill, you want to just pull it apart so it's nice and fluffy like cotton candy. And then when you stuff it in, you won't have those big like clumps. It will look much more smooth in there. So you can use your finger to stuff this, but if you have a really small opening, a dowel can be really helpful. But I liked my finger the best. It really allows you to put it exactly where you want it. All right, then once you have it filled, which takes very little on these hearts are probably just under 3 inches wide and about 2 inches tall. And then I'm finishing up with the blanket stitch and to close it up. And then when you get to the very last stitch, you just want to go through your first stitch so that thread goes all the way around. I took an additional stitch to tie a knot, and then you can run the needle through the center of the heart to hide the knot, which I did on other hearts after this. I didn't think of it on the first one, but then it will help hide your ending knot as well. So there's my first heart in the bright pink. It's so gorgeous. And then I'll just continue on creating these hearts in rainbow order. They don't take very much time to do at all, and I just find it so fun and relaxing to do. So there's orange, and then of course the next is yellow, and you can see that I'm just doing these exactly the same, and it takes no time at all, but it could make a girl a little munchy. So about halfway through, I had to have a snack. So I brought out my snack, and then I'm going to continue stitching on with the rest of my hearts. So here is the green heart, stuffing it, and it's just fun to relax and do a little project where you can it's kind of mindless, you know, you can just keep stitching and creating, and I love it. Do you like doing projects like this? Do you make other things besides cards? Because normally on my channel, that's what I'm making, is die cuts with paper and making cards, but switching it up and playing with felt, I find so much fun. So there's my little green heart, and then I did blue, of course, and actually this heart I end up not using, but I love this color so very much. And then the last one is the purple, and I'll just finish stitching that up, and then I will have all 6 of my hearts ready to go. Oh my word, look how cute they are. I love them. But right about here, I decided I had lots more colors, and this might look even better if I do more colors in my garland. So while I stitched, I decided maybe it was time to watch something on TV or YouTube. And what's good to watch on YouTube, but you know, Carrie Stamps videos. So that was my video for my ornaments. I will link that for you next. Also, you could leave these and not string them and just put them in a bowl, and I think they would look so cute for decor just like that. But I decided to go ahead and string them, follow my inspiration piece that I saw at World Market, and adding in those little felted balls. So I kind of laid things out how I liked them, but in the end I decided to switch things up. I wanted the color ball that matches to go above the heart, so I'm going to switch that out. But to string these together, I am using some string here, and I'm doubling it up. So here you can see I switched it, and when I did, that darker blue heart, the kind of teal color, it just didn't work. So I took that out. I'll use it for something else. And then I'm going to start stringing these with the bottom piece first. So I have my lavender little felted ball, and then I'm just going to work my needle through the center of each heart and string that on, and it's going to almost touch the one underneath, and then I'll do the felted ball. And when I do this, I just want to really make sure that I'm going through, you know, the center of the ball as much as I can. So I kind of rotate it on my needle to make sure it looks centered on all sides, and then I go ahead and string it when I feel like I've got it where I want. But you know, we're not going for perfection here, just the best you can. So I think these are the cutest little felt balls. I did get them at Benzie, and they have them in different sizes, and you can get a combination of felt, thread, and felt balls in all different kinds of color combinations. So you could do this garland with like reds and pinks, and you could do this like ombre, you could do a pastel rainbow, like there's so many choices. You could also die cut some letters and put a name on there, like maybe your family name or a saying. That would be really cute. So many fun options with this idea. And then you could hang it anywhere. I'm going to hang this on the door to my craft room because I love it so much. I happen to have this little heart bead literally like laying on the shelf next to my stamp desk. And so when I was finishing this up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that heart bead right at the top of my garland. So I did. I went through the little loop of metal at the bottom of the bead, and then went back down through my felted ball and tied a knot there. And then I can put a piece of string through that bead. Now you could use any bead, you don't have to use a bead, but I just thought it was extra cute and it was laying right there. So I'm just being resourceful and using it. It was meant to be. And then I have a piece of twine here that I'm stringing through the top to be my hanger. I'll just wrap the ends around my finger and tuck the ends through the hole I created. And there it is. Easy peasy. Now, for the end of this banner, I need a little something something. So I am bringing out the paper lantern die set from Trinity Stamps. There is a die in this set that creates a tassel. So that would be the perfect thing at the end of this little garland, don't you think? So when you die cut this, it actually does not cut at the bottom, so you can adjust the length of your tassel to whatever length you want it to be just by cutting it off. But this is a very intricate die, and it did not cut through each of those little tassel pieces. So I just used it as a guide to cut with my scissors, and I didn't even cut all the way to the top. But because it had those lines pressed into the felt, it was really easy to cut, like I was cutting on a dotted line. And then all the pieces of my tassel are evenly spaced out. Otherwise, you could just do a tassel cutting it by hand. So now I have this long piece right here that is like the hanger of the tassel. There is a die that cuts this, but when you die cut from felt, it's a little thicker than paper. So I needed to just cut my own. And then this piece wraps around. It has a little scalloped edge. It's also in the die set, but again, felt is thicker than paper, so I had to cut two and wrap a partial second piece around it. I think if I could go back in time, I would actually just cut a strip myself to go around this so it wasn't so pieced together looking around the top. Okay, so now I put a piece of string at the top of that and I'm stitching it through my bottom felt ball there. And you can see I go from dark purple to light purple, which kind of goes with the theme of my garland here. So tying that off to complete this garland, I have to say I am totally in love with this, and I am just so excited about how it turned out and how it looks compared to the actual piece that I saw in the store. I will not lie to you, I paid more for my banner than I could have had I bought it. But it's cuter. So here's mine on the left and here's theirs on the right from Cost Plus. And you can see mine has more colors and it's longer and it's handmade and it was the colors I specifically picked out. So I love it. I would love to know what you think in the comments below, and have you made anything with felt before and your dies, because I think it is so much fun to use my dies in another way. So if you're interested in more felt things or how to do the paper lantern as actual lantern, I have those in the description box for you below, as well as the supplies that I used and those pockets from Trinity Stamps. I'll see you soon on the next video. Happy stamping! Bye!